I'm here with Younes Smaili, a professional glory fighter.
Yes.
A man who has fought so many times before even fighting at glory. Younes, my first question is, you had fought for many years before stepping into glory.
Yes.
You were almost unbeaten, but they were never calling you. Was there a moment when you thought, man, I'm beating everyone, but they still don't call me? Why?
Why? That's because of in the beginning of my career, I was almost fighting foreign, man. I was always fighting in Asia, in China, in Japan, and I was beating those guys up there. And then later in my career, I switched back to Europe, to Infusion, to World Fighting League. And there was the beginning of getting a bigger name, also in Europe. And then I think I signed a contract with Infusion, 2 years, and after that, 2 years, a glory card, so.
Your career in glory, I believe you fought twice against Typhoon. Three times.
Three times, yeah.
Typhoon, Don Snow, who do I forget?
James Kunde, my debut.
Oh yes, yeah. So that was a very dominant victory. I remember the left hooks were landing very well in that fight. But could you tell me, so what I notice about your style is you are very aggressive, and when you punch, especially when you fought against Typhoon, who is a high-level fighter, like I hear the punches. You've got a lot of power, especially in the uppercuts. Where does that power come from?
From my strength and conditioning trainer. I train with Jordan Kroon for almost 10 years now. I started at the beginning of my career, of my professional career. I started training with him, strength and conditioning. And you know, I have a lot. I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful of Jordan. You know, he's always helping me, always getting me fitter and better. And you know, the strength and conditioning is 80% comes of Jordan.
Yeah, but I also saw you now training high rocks here in Thailand. Yeah. Why do you train high rocks?
For the conditioning, man. For the conditioning, for the sweat. You know, I need to sweat a lot. You know, getting fit again, and that's the reason why, man.
But you're a very big guy. How did you make in the past 70 kilograms when you're such a big guy?
Yeah. I'm such a big guy at this moment, you know. A few years ago when I was fighting lightweight, I was a little bit smaller. I was walking around 78, 77 kilos. And now because Glory has put the lightweight away, I'm fighting welterweight now. So now I am walking around 82, 83 kilos. And that's the reason why I look a little bit bigger than, you know, in the past.
Such a training like high rocks, how does it impact your kickboxing conditioning?
You keep working, man. We had, you can see the time, 40 minutes of working, you know. You do 2.5 minutes strength and then 2.5 minutes cardio. And then going back, 2.5 minutes strength, 2.5 minutes cardio for 40 minutes. So, you know, you keep working, you keep your lungs, you know, asking for air, asking for fresh air, and that's good for your conditioning.
You Moroccan people are very good at fighting.
Yes.
Like I can now, so you, Jamal Ben Sadiq, Badr Hari, Nabil Khashab, Tariq Wabis, a lot of them. Tell me, why are Moroccan people so good in fighting?
Why are Moroccan people so good at fighting? Moroccan people are, it's a little bit cliche to say, but I think we are a little bit, superior in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands we say superior. And
superior,
we have superior, and we have also, you know, we have the fighter's heart, man. Morocco, we have a history, a big history, you know, with France, with Spain, and we're always coming out as winners, you know. So we have a fighter's history, and that's why we have that fighter's heart.
Tell me about your style. You definitely have a fighter's heart, because many times you are the smaller guy in the fight, and you always have to cover the distance. Tell me, what's the best way to cover the distance when you are significantly shorter?
It's my style, man. I'm always, you know, looking for the pressure, you know, looking to pressure my opponents. And then, you know, in the first round, they always can give the gas back. But later in the rounds, I feel and I hear them breathing and getting a hard time with me. And that's my fuel. That's when I hear them breathing hard and when I hear that I'm hurting them, that's my fuel, man. That's when I.
But for example, your style really requires a lot of oxygen. Like so you throw, for example, left hook, uppercut, left hook, low kick, like at least 3-4 shots at once. How do you manage to keep up for so long? Because it's difficult.
That's the mix of my new thing, you know. Before I was training at another gym, now I'm training at ARJ, with Michael Pana. It's the strength and conditioning training of Jordan Krohn with a mental aspect of Michael Polanen, and that's the unstoppable remix, man. If you have that remix, for me then it works amazing, you know, to have that combination, man. And I think if I'm fit with that combination in training camp, I'm unbeatable.
Maik Polanen, or Michael Polanen is the full name. He's one of the best coaches in the world when it comes to kickboxing. But tell me, because many fighters mention that he really pays a lot of attention to the mental part.
Yeah.
What does he do to prepare you guys mentally?
You know, you have to come to watch a morning training of us, man. He almost kill us. He almost kill us, you know, with the air bike and rowing and ski erg, and you know, we almost die. And he keeps screaming in your ear, and he keeps telling you that you a bitch if you stop. And you know, so that's the mental progress we make every day, man, in training camp with him. And I'm also to him, I'm very grateful for his help. And yeah, man, I think that if we keep on this way, we're gonna have a bright future together, man.
For sure. Your teammate Tariq Babes is gonna fight against Bahram. I spoke with Tariq recently, but tell me, man, this is a very, very big fight.
Yeah.
What do you expect from that fight?
This is. I think that this can be the biggest fight of the year of glory. With Tariq Babes against Bahram, two killers. But if I have the prediction, I go with Tariq Babes, not only because he is my teammate, not only because he is my fellow Moroccan brother, but just the way he is mentally strong, man. He is mentally very strong. I train with him every day, and his pace, you know, he looks like a big guy, but his pace is unbelievable, man. That guy has oxygen for many rounds, and I think that in the later in the rounds, I think that he will drown Bahram.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I think, man.
You're his teammate, you cannot really tell what the strategy is, but I ask myself, so Bahram always goes forward, Tariq always goes forward, so somebody needs to take a step back. Who is going to take the step back?
That's a shit question, man. Who's gonna take the step back?
Because Tariq told me he's not going to take a step back.
Yeah, I know that he's not gonna take a step back because he has that fighter's heart that we were talking about before. But that's a difficult question, man. If I look at the things, then I hope that Tariq is gonna take a step back to take 10 steps forward later in the round. So that's what I hope, and that's how I'm seeing the fight a little bit, that he's taking a step back and then later in the rounds, you know, giving his all, and then he's gonna drown Bahram. But it can also be that Bahram is gonna take a step back, that he's gonna think for, hey, let me look, let me see the power of this guy, so
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
We will see what happens. I have to ask you about yourself. I see that you're training some takedowns.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
MMA, what was the situation?
MMA, we were making the transition to MMA. I would make my debut at the 1st of November, but
LFL? Level
No, not LFL, in Curaçao with Honor Fight League. Andy Samler is also fighting there, Brian Hoy, a lot of my teammates are fighting there.
Yeah.
But later in the training camp, we were noticing that it is a little bit too early for me to make the full transition to fight also pro MMA debut. And that's the reason why, man.
Why MMA? Why do you want to do MMA?
Because I don't get any fights with Glory, man. I'm under contract with Glory, but it's like they don't see any other guy if you're not a heavyweight. They are only looking for heavyweights. They are only, you know, placing heavyweights, and the lighter weights are getting forgotten, man. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody is. But like I always say, bro, we are bred fighters, man. And if we don't fight, we're not making any money. So we need to get fights, and in the MMA, it's a big platform. You can fight every day if you want MMA. That's the reason why.
But for a person like you've dedicated your whole life to kickboxing.
Yeah, man.
You have beat many people, even before Glory.
Yeah.
And then you are now at the biggest organization, and you don't get fights.
Yeah.
How does that feel for you?
I feel shit, man, for sure. I feel shit because, you know, like I'm doing this shit from I was 11 years old, you know, getting pro at 16, 17. 17 I was getting pro, and I was, you know, only focusing on this, you know, putting a lot of time in this, and then now you are 27, you are almost at the prime of your life. You're almost at the prime of your career, and then you sign a contract with Glory. They get you 3 fights, and then they don't look anymore at you, and you know that hurts. But that cannot stop me, man. That cannot stop me. You know, we don't have only Glory. That's why we're making the transition to MMA. We have a lot of other organizations, and I am with my manager, Michael Pana. We are looking for some other directions. And now I'm here till 16th of October. Then I'm getting back to Holland, and from there on, man, I hope I can fight every month.
But your style is very much in the pocket when you kickbox. But in MMA, you don't have too much in the pocket. MMA is a further distance because of the takedowns.
Yeah.
So when you spar in MMA, because I believe you have sparred in MMA,
Yeah.
how do you spar? How do you fight in MMA?
How do I fight in MMA? In MMA, it's very important, like you said, the distance is very important. But what I can see, you know, if I'm sparring an MMA guy, is the eye. Also, with the distance, we kickboxers, we have the better striking eye. So when they kind of try to make the takedown, you know, you can boom. If you have the good eye, you can see them. But you have a lot of wrestlers, you know, they keep pushing, keep pushing for the takedown. They also are ready to eat some punches just to get you down. And that's the reason why I have to train a little bit more, wrestling and BAA and some ground stuff, and then I'm ready to make my MMA debut.
But if you look at the way you wrestle, can you say that you are talented for wrestling?
Yeah, of course. I'm wrestling at Almere at Juice Fit with Joey Berkenbos. He has a lot of amazing wrestlers, you know, fighting at the highest level of wrestling, and they beat me up. But I can see that I don't need a lot of time to measure with them. So that's the reason why I think that the MMA it's a good step for me.
But if you start with MMA, what is going to happen with your kickboxing career?
Nothing, man. Nothing. That's something I was also, you know, watching. I saw some interview, also some reporters talking about Younes quit at Glory. I'm not quitting with kickboxing. I'm just doing also MMA. So I will combine it. So at this moment I will do wrestling, but I'm also training kickboxing. So if there is any kickboxing fight tomorrow, I can take the kickboxing fight.
But to play devil's advocate, when you wrestle, you gain muscle mass here, right?
Yeah.
You become more stiff.
Yeah.
And in kickboxing, you know yourself, you have to be very light, very relaxed.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you say that it might be a little bit of a problem for you to do both?
I think that a lot of stretching will fix that problem.
Yeah. Are you a stretching guy?
Yeah. I love to stretch.
Yeah.
Always after my training, I'm always stretching for 10-15 minutes, then I'm done.
Okay. What would you say? What does it take to be because if you've got about 50 fights, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What does it take to step 50 times in the kickboxing ring and to go through these wars?
A fighter's heart, be mentally strong, don't give a shit about what people say, focus on yourself, and you know, keep believing in the progress. Keep believing in getting better, keep believing in getting stronger and fitter, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. I just thought about that. You have had many teammates who have faced Rico Verhoeven, but nobody can beat this guy.
Yeah.
Tell me, what kind of style is necessary to beat Rico Verhoeven? What do you think yourself?
I think that the Levi Rechter style is the style that can beat Rico Verhoeven, but only if the Levi Rechter style has a lot of air and can pressure Rico for the full 5 rounds. I think that his style is the most competitive style at this moment for Rico Verhoeven. And otherwise than Levi Rechters, I can't see anybody beat Rico Verhoeven at this moment.
Yeah. One question about the fight when you fought against Don Snow,
Yeah.
the last fight
Yeah.
in Miami.
Yeah.
That's one of the most, like, it's a crazy fight because both of you are throwing so many shots.
Yeah.
Beautiful kickboxing. What did you think about the decision?
Man, I'm not this guy, you know. I'm not this guy saying, yeah, I think I won, did that. But if I have watched the fight again, and I think that it was split. It was very split, you know. I also wrote some comments, and you have some people that say that I won. You have some people say that he won. But I saw the fight again, and you know, I was looking at the bad eye to me, you know, looking at what I'm doing.
Negative perspective.
Yes,
yeah.
the negative perspective. And I will also, it's not that I'm saying that I won because it was split and, you know, he did a good job. But when I watch the fight again, I see that the first 2 rounds were mine. And you can give him the 3rd round, but the judges saw another thing. But it's also, normally we have 5 judges. At that shit event, we had only 3 judges. The event was just shit, and I don't want to talk about that event again. So if Snow wants a rematch, let's go, man.
I know you don't want to talk about that event, but I can imagine people were telling you, all right, Glory Miami. So you imagine Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So you think like, oh man, this is like...
Yeah.
But when you went there, when you saw that small arena, what went through your mind?
You know, man, my first fight ever when I was 11 years old, I swear to God, it was a better event than that one, man. My first event, I was 11 years old, you know, fighting with the head cuffs and shin guards. The event was better, man. So the event was just, it was one big shit show, and I hope Glory won't do that never again. I hope that they will never go back to that state that they were in at that event.
Your fellow Moroccan, Tijani Bestati, he moved to MMA. How do you think his style will translate to MMA?
He has that amazing style, you know, fighting MMA. He's tall, and he always, also in kickboxing, he was always, you know, good in managing the distance. So I wish him good luck. I wish him the best of luck, and I think that he will beat a lot of guys. He will beat up a lot of guys, Tijani Bestati, in MMA.
I agree with you completely, but my questions are a bit random, but I'm thinking, for example, when you fought against Don Snow, man, you both of you are throwing like 100 low kicks at each other.
Yeah.
How do your shin bones feel on the morning after the fight?
A little bit burst, you know, a little bit thick, but 3-4 days after the fight, you know, it's all
It's not that bad?
It's not that bad, man. We are used to it now at this state of my career, you know. Like I said, more than 50 fights, you know, so it's a normal thing. We can handle the pain.
Is it 50 fights including the C class, B class?
No, 50
professional.
Yeah, 50 professional fights.
Yeah, that's crazy for real. What would you say, let's say me and you speak 1 year from now, so the 1st of October 2026, where will you be in your career?
1st of
October next year.
1st of October next year.
Yeah.
If Glory give me some fights, I hope I will climb the ranking in the welterweight division. If they bring back the lightweight division, I will be champion at the lightweight division for sure. Because the lightweight division is my division. In the welterweight division, I hope if they give me some fights, I will be ranked number 2, 1, you know, claiming the title shot. And otherwise, having some 4 MMA fights with 4 wins and 3 knockouts.
Okay, good. That's very interesting. But MMA, for example, is it possible that you fight MMA and then we see you going for the takedowns, or will you keep it striking in MMA?
No, man, you can't see me going for the takedowns because they will never expect me doing the takedowns. So I'm gonna give them some takedowns for sure, man. We're training on that, and it suits me. You're gonna see.
Okay, well, I mean, we spoke a lot. I truly appreciate the time because you had a very hard training.
Yeah.
I appreciate the time.
Thank you, man.
I wish you all the best, and if it's MMA, all the best. If it's kickboxing, also all the best.
You too, man. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Who's